Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we explore hidden treasures, mind-blowing collectibles, and the rarest finds in history. Today get ready to be amazed. Because we are diving into the story of a 1-cent coin that could change your life. That's right, a 1974 Lincoln penny that some say is worth a jaw-dropping $228 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $228 million for a coin that most people would toss in a jar or drop on the sidewalk without a second thought. So what makes this little copper, or should I say aluminum coin, worth more than a private jet? More than a luxury yacht? More than most Hollywood blockbusters? Stay tuned, because the story behind this penny is packed with mystery, controversy, government secrets, and yes, insane value. Let's go all the way back in time and uncover the full story. Part 1. America in the 1970s, a nation in crisis. The year is 1974. Gas prices are soaring. Inflation is rising. The economy is shaky. And deep inside the U.S. Mint, a quiet storm is brewing. The price of copper, the metal used in Lincoln pennies, is getting out of control. In fact, it's getting so expensive that it's costing almost more than 1 cent to produce a 1-cent coin. This is a huge problem. The Mint, worried about rising costs, starts to panic. And when the government panics, things get interesting. They launch a secretive experiment to change the penny as we know it. Their idea? Replace copper with a much cheaper metal, aluminum. Part 2. The Aluminum Penny Experiment. In 1973, the U.S. Mint begins striking prototype pennies made out of aluminum dated 1974. They made over 1.5 million of them at the Philadelphia Mint as part of a test run. These coins looked different. They were lighter in weight, shinier, silvery white, and unlike anything the public had ever seen. But these were never meant to be released, at least not yet. The plan was to show them to Congress, test how they functioned in vending machines, and prepare for a nationwide switch to aluminum pennies by 1975. But it didn't go according to plan. Part 3. The Backlash and the Recall. Almost immediately, problems started to arise. Vending machine companies raised concerns. Their machines couldn't recognize the lighter coins. Doctors and pediatricians raised alarms too. If a child swallowed an aluminum penny, it wouldn't show up on an X-ray, making it nearly impossible to find in an emergency. Faced with growing opposition, Congress stepped in and shut the experiment down. The Mint was ordered to recall and destroy all of the aluminum pennies that had been made. Millions of coins were melted down and erased from history. But not all of them. Part 4. The coins that escaped destruction. Despite the recall, a few of the aluminum pennies managed to survive. Some were handed out to members of Congress during early hearings. Others were accidentally taken home by Mint officials or collectors with access to the facility. Fast forward to today, only a very small number of 1974 aluminum pennies are known to exist. Some experts say fewer than 15 examples have survived. Others believe the real number could be even lower. That brings us to one of the most controversial coins in numismatic history. Part 5. The legendary 1974 aluminum penny. In 2014, a man named Randall Lawrence, the son of a former Denver Mint employee, came forward with an incredible claim. He had a 1974 aluminum Lincoln penny, one that was never supposed to exist. Why? Because the Denver Mint was never authorized to strike aluminum cents. All official aluminum pennies were only made in Philadelphia. The coin was sent to PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and it was confirmed as genuine. The world went wild. A coin that shouldn't even exist, now authenticated and completely unique. The United States government immediately demanded the coin back. A legal battle began. But in the collector world, its value soared into the hundreds of millions of dollars in speculation. Part 6. The $228 million mystery. So where does the number $228 million come from? According to market buzz and private collector circles, this rumored value is based on the idea that the coin is one of a kind. It has historical and political controversy attached to it. It was authenticated by PCGS. And most importantly, it represents a piece of U.S. Mint history that escaped government control. While no official sale at $228 million has been publicly recorded, offers in the tens of millions have reportedly been made, and experts say that if it ever goes to open auction, the bidding could explode far beyond that. Part 7. What to look for. Could you have one? Now, You might be wondering, could one of these aluminum cents be hiding in your house? In your coin jar? In a forgotten box of Grandpa's old stuff? Here's what to look for. Date: 1974. Weight: around 0.93 grams, lighter than a regular penny. Color: silvery and light gray, not copper, red, or brown. Magnet test: aluminum is not magnetic, so the coin should not stick to a magnet. If you think you found one, do not clean it, scratch it, or mess with it. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC immediately, because it just might be the next coin to make headlines around the world. The power of a penny. So there you have it. A simple 1-cent piece, something millions of people ignore every single day, might just be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. The story of the 1974 Lincoln aluminum penny reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures come in the most ordinary forms. It's not just about the money. It's about the story, the mystery, the history, the chance to hold in your hands a piece of the past that the government tried to erase but somehow, miraculously, survived. And that is priceless. If you loved this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another unbelievable story from the world of collectibles. Drop a comment below. Would you sell the $228 million penny if you found it? Or would you keep it as a piece of history? Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting, my great coin collectors, treasure hunters, and everyday dreamers. Now, we are going to talk about something that might sound unbelievable at first. A 1-cent coin from 1980. A simple Lincoln penny that is rumored to be worth a staggering $226 million. That's right. Not $2.26, not $2,260, but $226 million. You're probably thinking, how is that even possible? It's just a penny. It's one of the most common coins in American pockets. We step over them on sidewalks, we forget them in drawers, and we toss them into change jars without a second thought. But in the world of coins or numismatics, everything changes when rarity, history, error, and mystery collide. And in the case of the 1980 USA Liberty Lincoln cent, that collision may have created one of the rarest and most valuable coins of all time. So stay with me as we dive deep into the story of the 1980 penny, the history behind it, the rarest variants ever recorded, the truth about the $226 million valuation, and how you might have one of these treasures hiding in your home. Part 1. America in 1980. A nation INTRNSITIO, and the year was 1980. The United States was going through big changes. Ronald Reagan was running for president. Inflation was eating away at the economy. Interest rates were sky high. The Cold War loomed in the background, and the American public was becoming more frugal with their money. Meanwhile, over at the United States Mint, a quiet problem was unfolding. The cost of copper, the main ingredient in the Lincoln cent, was climbing fast. Every time the mint produced a penny, they were barely breaking even. In some cases, it was costing more than 1 cent to make a 1-cent coin. This raised red flags. Coinage officials had already begun preparing to shift materials. Something big was coming. But before 1982, when the big change would officially happen, something unusual may have happened behind the scenes. Part 2. The Lincoln cent before the change. Let's talk about the Lincoln penny. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent was the first American coin to feature a real historical figure. It replaced the Indian head cent and quickly became a staple of American currency. The original design featured wheat ears on the reverse. Then in 1959, to honor Lincoln's 150th birthday, the design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial. The version we're talking about today, the 1980 Lincoln Memorial cent, came just 2 years before a major transformation in the coin's composition. From 1909 to 1982, most Lincoln cents were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and weighed 3.11 grams. But because copper prices had exploded by the late 1970s, the U.S. Mint was forced to take action. By mid-1982, they switched to a cheaper composition, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with the weight dropping to just 2.5 grams. Now here's where it gets intriguing. Some experts and collectors believe that in the late 1970s and early 1980s, before the change became public, the Mint was already experimenting with alternative metals, and some of those coins may have been accidentally released into circulation, And one of those test coins is believed to be a 1980 Lincoln cent, now valued by private collectors and expert appraisers at $226 million. Part 3. What makes a coin worth millions? You might ask, how can a penny possibly be worth more than most lottery jackpots? Well, let's break it down. A coin becomes extremely valuable when it satisfies a few key conditions. Ultra rarity, only a few or one exists in the world. Historical significance, it represents a moment of change, controversy, or error. Unique error or variation, minting mistakes or experimental strikes. Condition, grade, pristine mint state, or uncirculated condition. Provenance, an interesting or mysterious story that adds legend and intrigue. If a coin has all of those traits, it can become priceless to collectors or worth hundreds of millions at auction. So what about the 1980 Lincoln penny? Part 4. The rare 1980 penny variants. Let's look at the rare 1980 Lincoln cents that have either been confirmed or rumored to exist. 1. Off-metal strike wrong planchet. Some 1980 Lincoln cents are believed to have been struck on dime planchets, or even foreign coin blanks. This means the coin may appear smaller, lighter, and silver in color instead of coppery red. These coins weigh around 2.5 grams or even less, and are sometimes mistaken for a regular zinc cent, but they predate the official change by 2 years. 2. Double die errors. These are coins where part of the design was struck twice slightly off position, leading to a doubled appearance on the date, lettering, or even Lincoln's portrait. Some 1980 double die coins have been sold for thousands of dollars, especially if in mint condition. 3. Proof strike errors. Rare proof coins from 1980 that were struck with misaligned dies or left the mint with unusual surfaces can be worth big bucks. But there is one coin, the coin that everyone whispers about. Part 5. The legendary $226 million PNNY. Somewhere in a private vault, or maybe even hidden away in a coin collector's safety deposit box, exists a 1980 Lincoln penny unlike any other. According to collector legend, a coin was discovered in the early 2000s that weighed just 2.1 grams, was slightly thinner than a normal penny, had a silver tone, was magnetically inert, ruling out steel, and bore a 1980 date with the Philadelphia Mint Market. Was examined by an independent appraiser, who claimed it was struck using a transitional or experimental alloy, possibly a leftover aluminum zinc blend used in test runs. The United States Mint refused to confirm its existence. The collector, who has chosen to remain anonymous, allegedly turned down private offers in the tens of millions, claiming he was waiting for the right moment to release the coin to auction. In 2022, an elite numismatic firm reportedly offered to insure the coin for a valuation of $226 million, citing its unique origin, impossible rarity, and its potential to set a new world record. To date, no one has seen the coin publicly. But the legend has exploded, and with it, the frenzy of collectors across America checking every 1980 penny they can get their hands on. Part 6. How to find a rare 1980 PNNY. Want to know if your 1980 penny is special? Here's what to look for. Weight check. Use a digital scale. A copper penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it weighs much less, like 2.5 or lower, it may be off metal. Visual inspection. Look for unusual coloring, silver tones, or weak details. Error signs. Check under magnification for doubling, die cracks, off-center designs, or rotated dies. Mint marks. No mint mark equals Philadelphia, D equals Denver, S equals San Francisco. Proofs only, and most importantly, if you suspect you have something rare, do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not alter it in any way. Contact a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC and have it professionally evaluated, because it might just change your life. Part 7. The power of the PNNY. The penny is the most underestimated coin in America. It's overlooked, ignored, even thrown away. But as we've seen today, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest secrets. The story of the 1980 Lincoln cent is more than just about money. It's about history. It's about government decisions, collector passion, and the idea that treasure is all around us, often in plain sight. Could the $226 million penny be real? Could another one show up tomorrow? Or could you be holding one in your palm right now? Only time and a little curiosity will tell. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most mysterious coins, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next video uncovering the world's hidden treasures. Have a penny story of your own. Drop it in the comments below. And remember, in the world of coin collecting, even a single cent can change your life. Thanks for watching, and as always, what if I told you that a single penny, just 1 cent, struck in the year 1986 from the Denver Mint could be worth $223 million? Yes, you heard that right. $223 million. It sounds like fiction. A fantasy. A number so ridiculous that your first instinct might be to scoff and keep scrolling. But I urge you don't. Because today, we're diving into one of the most mysterious, controversial, and legendary stories in all of coin collecting. The 1986 Lincoln cent, a coin minted in the billions, has a secret. A shadow. A legend that whispers of a version so rare, so unusual, and so shocking it's said to be worth nearly $250 million. And the best part? It might still be out there. In a drawer. A jar. A shoebox. Even in your pocket. So sit tight, buckle in, and get ready for the deepest, most comprehensive look at the 1986 USA Liberty Lincoln penny ever told on YouTube. Part 1. A snapshot of America in 1986. The year was 1986. Ronald Reagan was serving his second term as president. The Cold War was thawing. Halley's Comet passed Earth. Microsoft went public. The world was on the edge of massive technological change. And while global headlines captured world events, something smaller, much smaller, was happening at the U.S. Mint. That year, the Mint was running high-volume production of coins to meet the economic demand. One of the most heavily produced coins. The Lincoln Memorial cent, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark, struck over 4.4 billion Lincoln cents in 1986 alone. With a mintage that high, you might assume all 1986 pennies are ordinary, common, valueless beyond 1 cent, but you would be wrong. Because out of those billions, one or possibly just a few escaped with a secret so powerful it could rewrite the value scale of American coins. Part 2. The 1986 penny SBCIFICATIONS. Let's get technical. The 1986 Lincoln cent was struck using the post-1982 composition 97.5% zinc core with a 2.5% copper plating. It weighs 2.5 grams, far lighter than its pre-1982 copper counterpart, which weighed 3.11 grams. By 1986, this new zinc-based penny was standard. But what if something went wrong? Or rather, something intentional happened. Whispers in the coin collecting community speak of one particular 1986 Lincoln penny that does not follow these specifications. This coin, they say, is made of an unknown alloy, has unusual luster, displays an unreported design anomaly, and may not be zinc at all. Part 3. What makes a penny worth $223 million? Before we dive into this specific coin, let's take a step back and understand what makes a coin like a penny worth hundreds of millions of dollars. 5 key elements. 1. Extreme rarity. If a coin is unique, its value skyrockets. 2. Historical importance. If it reflects a significant moment or mistake in U.S. Mint history. 3. Minting errors or experimental strikes, wrong planchets, wrong metals, transitional designs. 4. Collector demand. Scarcity combined with demand makes prices explode. 5. Mystery and legend. A story, a whisper, a secret, all make a coin legendary. The 1986 penny that's become the talk of numismatic folklore allegedly hits all 5. Part 4. The legendary 1986 Coin. According to multiple sources in the coin collecting underground, dealers, historians, and anonymous collectors, a strange 1986 penny was discovered in a private collection in the early 2000s. Here's what was allegedly observed. The coin weighed 3.11 grams, the copper weight from before 1982. It had a bright, unusual gold and silver shine unlike any known penny alloy. When dropped, it gave off a high-pitched ring suggesting a metallic structure unlike zinc or standard copper. A clean, crisp D for Denver, no tampering detected. A possible doubling of the date, and a strange spacing in the word Liberty. Non-magnetic, eliminating steel or ferrous metals. A nearly imperceptible edge reading pattern, a trait never used on standard cents. Experts couldn't confirm what it was made of. Some speculated it was a test strike, a coin struck using a foreign planchet, or even a prototype meant for a never-released alloy test. The most wild theory: That this coin was part of a top-secret alloy testing program at the Denver Mint and was never meant to leave the facility, and yet somehow it did. Part 5. The $223 million price tag. Where does that insane value come from? In 2021, a global coin investment syndicate, after inspecting grainy images and alleged metallurgical analysis, estimated that if the coin was authentic and as unique as believed, it could fetch anywhere from $75 million to $223 million at auction. Why such a huge range? Because if it is the only known U.S. coin of its type, potentially a one-of-a-kind experimental minting, it becomes more than a penny. It becomes a historical artifact. A mystery. A priceless symbol of numismatic rarity. But here's the twist. The coin has never been seen in public auction. Is it real? Is it locked away in a collector's vault? Is the story even true? No one knows. But the rumor continues to haunt the halls of serious collectors, and the value, real or not, has been etched into modern coin mythology. Part 6. How to find a rare 1980-60 penny. Let's say you want to go hunting. Here's what you should look for in your 1980-60 pennies. 1. Weight check. Use a jeweler's scale. Standard 1980-60 pennies should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs 3.1 grams, that's an immediate red flag. 2. Metallic shine. A silvery tone or odd luster can indicate off-metal strikes. 3. Strike details. Look for doubling on the date or letters. Look at the word Liberty and I in God We Trust. 4. Edge inspection. All Lincoln cents have plain edges. If you spot edge reading or micro patterns, that's huge. 5. Magnet test. If the coin reacts to a magnet, it may have steel content. If not, and it's not copper, it could be exotic. And remember, never clean or alter a coin you suspect might be rare. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Part 7. The power of pennies. The humble penny. Tossed on sidewalks. Forgotten in couch cushions. Lying in parking lots across America. And yet, in the world of numismatics, a penny can be a portal to history, a door to mystery, and yes, a path to millions. The 1980-60 Lincoln cent is one of the most enigmatic coins ever produced in U.S. history, not because of what we know, but because of what we don't. Is the $223 million penny real? Is it still out there? Could you be the one to find it? That's the magic of coin collecting. Because with every cent you pick up, you hold the potential to discover a treasure that changes everything. If you love this deep dive into the 1980-60 Lincoln penny mystery, smash that like button, subscribe for more epic coin discoveries, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a story that could change your life. Comment below. Would you sell the $223 million penny if you found it, or would you keep it forever? And as always, keep checking those pennies, because the next fortune might be in your palm. Thanks for watching. This is GZ Coins World. What if I told you that a penny, yes, a 1-cent coin minted just over a decade ago in 2007 in the United States of America, a coin you may have seen 1,000 times without a second thought, might be worth $220 million? Yes, you heard that right. Not $1, not $10, but a life-altering, jaw-dropping, world-shaking $220 million. Today, we are diving deep into the captivating mystery of the 2007 Lincoln penny, a coin that began as one of the most common objects in American currency, but has grown into a legend that continues to mesmerize coin collectors, investors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. You're about to hear a story that blurs the lines between fact and myth, between everyday pocket change and an unimaginable fortune. This is more than a coin, it's an enigma wrapped in copper, backed by billions, and shrouded in mystery. Part 1. A penny. For your thoughts, the context of 2007. Let's take a quick step back to 2007. The world was changing. Apple had just unveiled the first iPhone, and America was unknowingly teetering on the edge of the Great Recession. Gasoline prices were high, the housing bubble was inflating, and the economy was running on borrowed time. Meanwhile, at the United States Mint, things were business as usual. Coins were being produced by the billions. In particular, the Lincoln Memorial Cent, first introduced in 1959, continued its run with President Abraham Lincoln proudly displayed on the obverse side, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. And in 2007 alone, the Denver Mint struck over 3.7 billion Lincoln cents. Yes, billions. With AB.SO, How does a coin so common become the stuff of legends? Let's explore. Part 2. The 2007 D. Lincoln Penny Specifications and Minting Details. A standard 2007 D. Lincoln cent has the following characteristics. Obverse design, Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. Reverse design, the Lincoln Memorial, in use since 1959. Mint mark, a D, below the date, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. Weight, approximately 2.5 grams. Composition, zinc core 97.5% coated with a thin layer of copper 2.5%. Edge smooth plain, no reading. Mintage quantity, over 3.7 billion units. These pennies were minted using high-speed, high-volume production techniques designed for mass circulation, not rarity. But sometimes, a mechanical error or a human decision or something entirely unexplained results in a one-of-a-kind creation. Part 3. The discovery of a mysterious PNNY. In 2012, a numismatic collector reportedly stumbled upon a strange-looking 2007 D penny. At first glance, it looked ordinary. But under closer inspection, a series of shocking anomalies began to emerge. The coin weighed 3.11 grams, not 2.5 grams, matching the old pre-1982 solid copper pennies. The color was slightly off, not quite copper, not quite bronze, with a rich, almost golden tone. The surface shimmered unusually, almost as if struck with a different type of dye polish or on a foreign planchet. The coin made a ringing chime sound when dropped, a trait more associated with higher metal quality, like copper or even precious metal. Most intriguing of all, the rim displayed a micro-reeded edge, something no Lincoln cent has ever featured. The collector sent the coin in for grading and metallurgical testing, and rumors began to circulate that it contained traces of high-grade nickel, copper, and even gold, an unknown alloy blend never before documented on a United States 1-cent coin. Could this have been a test coin? A prototype? An error? A secret? Nobody could confirm anything, but what followed next would send shockwaves through the numismatic world. Part 4. The $220 million LEGND. According to multiple unofficial reports from private coin dealers and investment syndicates, an anonymous party offered $10 million for the coin before ever even holding it in person. Another party allegedly upped the offer to $25 million, then $50 million, then finally $220 million on the condition that the coin's composition was verified and that it was truly one of a kind. The owner refused to sell. The coin was never seen at public auction. And just like that, it vanished from public view. Some say it was purchased privately by a sovereign wealth fund. Others believe it was lost, or locked away forever. Some even claim it was seized due to sensitive origins. Regardless of what's true, one thing is clear: the 2007 D penny had become a legend. Part 5. What makes a penny this valuable? Let's break down the 5 reasons why a simple penny could command a valuation of $220 million. 1. Uniqueness. If there's truly only one example of this error, that alone makes it priceless. Point 2. Mysterious composition. The blend of unknown metals and the wrong weight could suggest a foreign planchet, a mint experiment, or even a classified government strike. Point 3. Historical timing. 2007 was the last full year before the 2008 financial crash, an era of overproduction, confusion, and cost-cutting at the mint. Point 4. Investor hype. As physical assets like rare coins become alternatives to stocks and real estate, high-end collectors are willing to pay outrageous premiums for exclusivity. Point 5. Numismatic lore. The coin has become a whispered legend. And in collectibles, the story often becomes more valuable than the object itself. Part 6. How to find a valuable 2007 D PNNY. Now you're probably asking, could I have one of these? Well, maybe not the one, but here's what to look for. Standard 2007 D pennies should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs closer to 3.1 grams, you may have a solid copper error. Lincoln cents do not have reeded or micro-textured edges. If yours does, it's worth a second look. Unusual metallic color or a brilliant shine may indicate an off-metal strike. Look for doubling of the date, odd spacing and Liberty missing mint marks, or reverse image ghosting. If it reacts to a magnet, it may contain steel. If it has an unusual reaction, test further. Submit rare-looking coins to PCGS or NGC. A professional grade could skyrocket the value. Part 7. Other 2007 pennies that sold for big money. Even if you never find the $220 million coin, that doesn't mean your 2007 penny isn't valuable. Here are some real examples. A 2007 penny with a full die clash era sold for $825. A 2007 D with a partial off-center strike fetched over $500. Another penny missing the copper plating sold for $1,000. These aren't myths. These are real coins. Real sales. Real money. And they're out there in bank rolls, penny jars, and pockets across the world. So now I ask you, what if that penny in your car's cup holder, the one sitting in your change jar, is more than just spare change? What if you are holding a treasure not just financially, but historically? Could you be the person who finds the next legendary coin? Don't underestimate the power of curiosity. The next great discovery isn't locked in a museum, it's hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the incredible story of the 2007 penny, please hit that like button, subscribe for more epic coin mysteries, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Share this video with someone who thinks pennies are worthless and prove them wrong. This is GZ Coins World, and remember, sometimes 1 cent is all it takes to change your life. What if I told you that a coin worth just 1 cent, a penny that looks like any other you might pull from your pocket, is rumored to be worth $217 million? Yes, you heard me correctly. One single Lincoln penny, minted in the year 2022, could hold the key to unimaginable wealth. It's more than just copper and zinc. It's more than just change. It's a story of history, mystery, and the hidden treasures that might be right under your nose. Welcome to the incredible tale of the 2022 USA Liberty Lincoln penny, a coin that has stunned collectors, sparked debates, and left even the most experienced numismatists asking one question: can a penny really be worth over $200 million? Let's find out. Part 1. A brief history of the Lincoln CNT. To understand how a 2022 Lincoln penny could possibly be worth more than an entire yacht fleet, we need to rewind. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 on the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Victor David Brenner designed the original portrait, and since then, Lincoln's humble yet powerful profile has appeared on the front of every U.S. cent from 1959 until 2008. The reverse featured the Lincoln Memorial, and then in 2010, the design changed to the Union Shield, representing Lincoln's preservation of the United States during the Civil War. Fast forward to 2022, and the Lincoln cent, over a century old, was still being minted in large numbers. But something unusual happened that year. Part 2. The 2022 penny minting facts. Let's talk about the 2022 penny. Basic stats: obverse front, Abraham Lincoln's bust, facing right, reverse back, Union Shield design, mint marks P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. Composition: 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper. Plating weight: 2.5 grams. Edge: smooth. Mintage: billions minted, over 5.4 billion combined from all mints. So on paper, there's nothing rare about the 2022 penny. Or is there? Part 3. The mysterious discovery. In late 2023, a private collector in Arizona was going through a bank roll of 2022 pennies when he came across something unusual. The coin looked brighter, more golden in color, and felt heavier. Suspicious, he weighed it: 3.1 grams. That's the weight of pre-1982 copper cents, not post-1982 zinc pennies. He dropped it, and it rang like a bell, a sound not common with zinc coins. He then examined it under magnification and found strange doubling on the reverse, odd reading along the edge. A feature Lincoln cents aren't supposed to have, and micro-impressions that suggested it wasn't struck on a standard U.S. planchet. He sent the coin for metallurgical testing. The lab found something shocking. The penny was not made of copper-plated zinc at all. It contained high-purity copper, nickel, and even trace amounts of gold and titanium, metals never combined in U.S. coinage, at least not officially. Speculation exploded. Had he discovered a prototype? A coin struck in secret for an experimental test run, or was it a minting error on a foreign planchet? No one knows. And that's what makes this story so electrifying. Part 4. The $217 million valuation. And now we arrive at the heart of the mystery. Why would a penny like this be worth $217 million? Here are the possibilities. This penny is made of a custom alloy never before used. It may have been part of a testing batch intended to evaluate alternatives to copper due to rising metal prices. It may be a pattern coin, a test strike from a new design series, or experimental material. Pattern coins are often illegal to own and extremely rare. The US Mint sometimes strikes coins for other countries. This penny might have been struck on a planchet meant for another nation's currency by accident, or on purpose. If only one exists, and no others have been found, it becomes a one of one, a unique treasure that's historically, culturally, and monetarily priceless. In the rare coin market, a compelling story can drive price. The legend of the $217 million penny became so widely discussed in collector circles that the myth began to create real value. Some believe a hedge fund or billionaire quietly bought the coin. Others think it was stolen. A few even claim it never existed. But one thing is clear: this story shook the coin world. Part 5. How to find valuable 2022 pennies. Even if you don't find the $217 million penny, you can still find valuable 2022 pennies worth hundreds, or even thousands. Here's what to look for. 1. Weight variations. Use a digital scale. Standard 2022 cents weight 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs closer to 3.1 grams, you might have something special. 2. Doubled dies. Check for doubling in the date, Liberty, or Shield lines. Strong doubling, especially in I In God We Trust, is highly valuable. 3. Off-center strikes. Coins that are misaligned where part of the design is missing can sell for $50 to $500 depending on severity. 4. Die cracks and cuts. These are raised lines or chunks missing from the rim or face of the coin. These errors are visually striking and often worth $100 or more. 5. Missing plating. If part of the copper coating is missing and the zinc core is exposed, you have a major minting error. Part 6. Real auction sales. Proof that 2022 pennies have value. Let's talk about real, documented 2022 penny sales. A 2022 doubled die obverse penny sold for $425 in early 2024. A missing copper layer 2022 penny sold for $6.15. Asterisk. A coin with multiple reverse clash marks and die breaks sold for $1,100 at auction. These are not rumors. These are verified sales. So what if you have one of those coins sitting in your piggy bank waiting to be discovered? Part 7. Coin collecting in 2025. The modern gold rush. Right now we're living through a coin renaissance. With inflation on the rise, traditional savings losing value, and people looking for hard assets, coins have become a new form of investment. Modern era coins are some of the hottest collectibles on the market. And coins like the 2022 mystery penny, whether legend or fact, are fueling a new generation of treasure hunters. Roll hunting. Estate sales. Pocket checks. The next $1 million find might come from your change jar. So is the $217 million 2022 Lincoln penny real? That's up to history to decide. But what's undeniable is the thrill, the curiosity, and the magic of discovering something so small and so powerful. The Lincoln penny, long overlooked, tossed aside, lost in couch cushions, now stands at the center of one of the greatest modern numismatic mysteries. Could you be the next person to make a life-changing discovery? Start searching. Because treasure isn't always buried. Sometimes it's right in your pocket. If you loved this story, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin mysteries, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a video that might change your life. This is GZ Coins World, and remember,